Hey, it's Pete. In this video, I'm going to show you exactly how to find stocks and buy stocks that the smart money is pushing up and exactly when to do it. But I'm going to take that a step further. I'm actually going to give you my private spreadsheet for this month of the exact list at the exact time that I'm going to show you how to find them on the charts. Enjoy the video and leave a comment below if you have any questions. Now I want to walk over and I want to give you the lesson. First, I'm going to give you a spreadsheet. I want you to click the link in the chat right now. If you're watching this on the replay, I'll post this link in the description below. Okay, so we're going to talk about this. We're going to talk about this spreadsheet, and you can see this is my most updated spreadsheet. Maybe you can't see it. You can see over here it is my December spreadsheet. So you can see that right there. So I'm going to give everybody the link for this spreadsheet, and then I'm going to walk you through how we actually use the spreadsheet. Okay. One of the biggest questions that we get, okay, so the link is in there. One of the biggest questions that we get from day to day and week to week is how the heck do we understand sector rotation? One of the biggest things that we do every day is you always see me start out with this. And everybody's asking me questions about, okay, that's great. Where do you get the list? How do you find the list? What are we supposed to do with the list? Today, we're going to answer that question. Now, it doesn't matter if you're day trading or swing trading. What I'm about to show you works for both. So when you're choosing to buy stocks, the way that we do it, we have what we call the stock market power pyramid. The bottom of the pyramid starts out with the SPY, the S&P 500, the NASDAQ, and the Dow. We go up one layer to sectors. We go up another layer to industry groups. So sectors might be technology. Above that might be semiconductor stocks. And then you have individual stocks in the semiconductor stocks. That's how you work your way up the list. We get a ton of questions, which I think are great questions. And I'm going to show you my day trading screen, which is my TradeStation screen, how I map this out during the day, and then how that translates into finding ideas when they are moving right now. Look, we're not investing. Let's make that clear. What we're doing right now, we're stock trading pro. We're not stock investing pro. That's going to be a whole other community. Right now, we're talking about, I want to put my money to work. I want to catch the next move. You listen to us a lot. We talk about the push and the pause. Doesn't matter if you're day trading on a 5-minute chart or swing trading on a daily chart looking to hold the stock for the next 3 days or the next month, for argument's sake, let's say. All right. So let's actually start moving our way over now. And this, I'm going to come off the screen. And this right here is a list of stocks on hourly charts, which represent the major sector ETFs. Okay, so you have the SPY, the Qs, the diamonds over here. Actually, that's the wrong one. This one is actually supposed to be the XLE, which is the energy. Then we have financials, XLF, XLK, XLV. This is the one that we've been spending a massive amount of time on, the XLV. If you remember yesterday, when I mentioned yesterday, and actually several times this week, I said we're trading the healthcare stocks very aggressively this week. We're focusing on them. They're moving. They're giving opportunity. They're exploding. That's how we start to find those. You still need to determine entries and exits and share size and longer term order flow and that kind of stuff. But what we're talking about right now is how are you ready in the moment? Raise your hand if you're like, my gosh, why do I always miss these opportunities? And how can I be prepared for when they unfold? So this is one of my sheets. This is the day trading screen. You could do the same exact thing with your swing trading screen, but instead of it being hourly charts, you would set these up on daily charts over 3 months, as opposed to 60-minute charts for day traders over 3 days. So I'm going to break it down again for you, just so to give you an idea. Again, you could snapshot this, or I would strongly recommend watching the video more than once. XLF, financial, XLK, technology, XLV, healthcare, XLB, which is basic materials, XLC, commercial services, communication services, IWM, IWM is small cap, Russell 2000, XLY, XLP, XLI, which is the industrials. So what I'd suggest doing is watching this video again on the replay. It's obviously the replay is done. As soon as the video is done, you can get in there and watch the replay again. You can snapshot this, make a big list out for yourself. Now I want to take you over into I'm gonna look at two different ones. So we're gonna take a look at XLV, and we're gonna work this one out. We're gonna expand it a little bit, and I'm gonna come into the corner over here. So what you have here is multiple days here in the XLV, which is the healthcare sector. And each of these candles represents 60 minutes of trading. Now, you could imagine this being a daily candlestick, so that would be 2 days. You could imagine this being a weekly candlestick, so that's 3 weeks. It doesn't matter what time frame you're trading on is relative to you, but what I'm showing you now are the principles of what we're looking at and the tiniest piece of understanding order flow and tape reading. So let's just say, for argument, you happen to be day trading like we do for the most part. You have pockets of opportunity, 3 hours worth of buying, an hour, 3 hours worth of buying. You have 3 hours worth of buying, and then you have mostly selling. So now the question comes in is, how do you take advantage of whether you're day trading or swing trading? So again, that could be a 60-minute candle. It could be a daily candlestick, a weekly candlestick, a monthly candlestick. You need to determine what time frame you trade on. Are you working a full-time job? Then you need to watch different charts. If you're day trading, you can do exactly what I'm showing you on the screen here. This sounds exciting, right? But I talk about this all the time. We've had 4.5 hours worth of live coaching this week with the members of our boot camp. And one of the biggest things that we discussed, trading, the actual trading part of it after the market opens, that's the easy part. The easy part is trading if you are prepared and do these things prior to the market opening, prior to the week starting. If you happen to be swing trading or longer-term position trading, you need to set this up so that if you recognize something on the tape, if you read the order flow and you're like, wow, that's really obvious, you need to have a list like that to say, now I know that's where the smart money's going. I'm going to piggyback and look for a spot to join them. So if we're taking a look at healthcare, for example, and you can see that there's been some really nice pockets of opportunity in healthcare. If we go over into some other ideas, financials, yesterday for 3 hours, woke up and there was opportunity in financial stocks. And you can see over here, there was a really good opening a couple of days ago. Now, it doesn't matter if you're day trading or swing trading right now. I want to be clear. I'm showing you the principles of first how to recognize it when you go through the stock market power pyramid, the market, the sectors, the industry groups, and then up to those individual stocks. So the obvious question now is, how do you get prepared for this? So the same way that we just looked at, okay, let me find where the smart money is doing something now. Let me find the industry and the sector where smart money attention is allocating capital at this moment. Our job, the way that we look at things, is we're looking for the next move. We're looking to keep our capital going in that direction. If it works out, great. We learn how to add to those trades. If the tape changes, we get out and we look for the next opportunity, which is why this sheet is set up this way, from minute to minute, hour to hour, day to day, like that in a heartbeat. You should be able to spot what's going on. Now, obviously, there's more to it. There's understanding the optimal entry. There's understanding share size. There's understanding the profit maximizer. There's understanding longer-term order flow. But this is a really good place to start, because at the very least, you're going to start paying attention to the same stocks that the smart money is paying attention to. How do you know they're paying attention to it? They're actually allocating capital because they're paying higher prices from 1 hour to the next, 1 day to the next. That means you need to be prepared, which is the spreadsheet that I just dropped into the chat there. So what does that mean? We just talked about healthcare. So you can see what I want you to do is you're going to go over here, go to File, and go to Download, and download yourself a copy of this spreadsheet. Let me actually make that a little bit easier for you to see. You're going to go into the corner over here. You're going to go to File and Download and grab a copy of the sheet for yourself so you can take it. So we just talked about healthcare stocks. We just talked about financial stocks. So if you're looking at those ideas, if healthcare becomes in play, okay? If financial stocks are in play, if energy stocks are in play, the first thing you should do is have a list prepared. So if we go to healthcare, we're going to scroll right down to the healthcare list. And we have two different lists here on the bottom. By the way, there's one with a wider list of stocks, and then there's one, the second tab, which meets a tighter risk parameter. So we'll scroll down to healthcare, and instantly we will take this list of stocks right there that meet the minimum criteria all the way down to the entire list of healthcare stocks. And we will take that list and put it into a watch list of its own. And now we're going to sort that watch list from the month, the week, the day, and the hour. And now we break down which of those stocks that are in that sector are performing well now. Because I'm going to tell you right now, you're going to pull up that sector and you're like, oh my God, he lied. You're going to pull it up and you're going to be like, oh yeah, that's great. Healthcare is at the top of the list, blah, 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 blah. I just found 3 stocks that weren't going up. And you know what I tell you if you were on my trading floor? I'd say, wake the hell up. Find the other 12 that are doing exactly what we just found out and focus on those stocks. You should not be focusing on the stocks that are not doing what you thought. You'd be amazed at how many people come into the community. We make game plans and we map out 7 ideas that are the perfect ideas for the day. 4 stocks do exactly what we said. 3 stocks completely go in the opposite direction. And new traders like, I don't understand. Those 3 stocks aren't doing what? Who cares? Find the ones that are doing exactly what you expected them to do and trade the heck out of them. That's how you go from overwhelmed, too much information to looking at, to breaking it down further to say where right now, I'll come off the screen a little bit, where right now is smart money paying attention to. So when you break down what I just showed you, and again, I just gave you the spreadsheet, when you break down sector rotation and sector scanning and how long have they been doing it, for the last 30 days, for the last hour, for the last 3 days, you start to stack the order flow. You start to stack your conviction levels. Now, I want to say this, and I want to say this very clearly. This is the foundation of the principles of what to look at. This is not understanding how to trade. I can't express that strongly enough. The difference between understanding what to look at and understanding how to make money are 2 different skills. Understanding how to spot this stuff puts you in a different category from everybody else who says the market's overwhelming. At the very least, now you understand why stocks move and how to be in the right stocks, at least be watching the right stocks. The next part of that is understanding timing, how to get into those positions correctly, how to work those positions correctly. Should you push up and pause and get out? Should you push up and pause and add? How do you know when the stock is exploding and gets to a point where maybe I should be moving up my trailing stop tighter because the tape changed? That's trading. What we just talked about is game planning. The next step after game planning is understanding and having these conversations about managing these positions while the market's unfolding, while you're day trading, while you're swing trading, because there's different ways of setting up the charts, setting up your watch list, setting up your scanners. So now that this stuff unfolds in real time, what I just showed you is how to do it on a scanning basis. There's another way to do it where we call stacking the order flow, which is actually building watch lists that spit these ideas out for you by the hour, by the day, by the week, and by the month. And once you learn how to set that up and put the right stocks in there, trading can become pretty magical, because at that point, you are prepared before it even happens.